Kia ora and welcome to another edition of Big Boys Boxing Live. Be sure to smash that thumbs up button on your way in and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future content. If you'd like to become part of the panel, come and have your say, give your opinion, you're most welcome to. All you need to do is send me a private message on Discord and I'll send you a link, get you on. So without further ado, let's do this.
What up, team, and welcome to Big Boys Boxing. Less than 12 hours to go until the big card starts. I am amped. So, some of y'all may notice in the description that things have changed a bit here at Big Boys Boxing for the live panel chats. I'm now running it through Discord, so if you'd like to get involved, you need to message me on Discord and I can add you to the chat and we can go from there. So, while I wait for a few people to get in, now that I've seen all the weigh-ins, I'm going to give y'all my predictions for 4 of the 5 heavyweight fights on the card tomorrow. So firstly, we're going to start with Dillian Whyte versus Marius Vak. So for me, this isn't a very competitive fight. Marius Vak is getting pretty long on the tooth. He's been in a lot of wars, and to this day, he ain't been knocked out cold yet. Martin Bakole did stop him in his last fight, but he wasn't KO'd. However, I do think Dillian Whyte's probably going to get a late stoppage in this fight. It is a 10-round match. So, being so long on the tooth for Marius Vak and on the slide, I think Dillian's going to get a stoppage. I don't think it's going to be a cold-ass KO, but I do think he's going to get a stoppage between rounds 8 and 10. It's going to be a wear down the big man, beat him up, hurt him, stop him, either make him quit or the ref's going to stop it. So that's my opinion for the first fight. For the second fight, who do we have? Well, we have Filip Hrgović and Eric Molina. This also for me isn't a very competitive fight. Eric Molina, like he said in the press conference, is that guy that just hangs around. You just can't get rid of him. And realistically, at world level, the only guy he's beaten is Johan Dorper. And he's been living off that win for years. But this fight, for me, Filip Hrgović is one of the top 2 heavyweight prospects on the planet at the moment. It's a tough decision for me between Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgović. But I think Filip Hrgović is going to stop Eric Molina within 3 rounds. And yes, I know Eric Molina can shell up, be quite hard to take out, and he can be sneaky with an overhand right, as Johan Dorper found out. But I think Filip Hrgović is too young, too powerful, too hungry to fall for any of that sort of shit. He's going to find a hole or two, and he's going to stop him bad. So the next one on the list is a fight that I think could potentially steal the show here. Alexander Povetkin versus Michael Hunter. Great fight. Well seasoned ex-world champion, gold medalist in Alexander Povetkin versus a young, hungry Michael Hunter, who has a lot of speed, a lot of skill, and is very underestimated. If I had to pick between these two 5 years ago, I would pick Alexander Povetkin. But in this case, in the last few fights for Povetkin, you can see he's slowing down. I think he's still very dangerous for first 5 or 6 rounds. But to counter that, I think Michael Hunter's got good movement. He's very smart with ring IQ. He's got good punch selection, and he's got a very good chin. So I think Michael Hunter's gonna box and stay safe for the first 4 rounds. Then he's gonna start pouring it a bit on. And then I think it may even get close to a stoppage late. It may even be a stoppage due to some sort of exhaustion or accumulation of shots. But I think this one's gonna go to the cards. I think Michael Hunter's gonna take it. But that's just my opinion. You know I could be wrong. I'm just a man. And the final big fight on the card between the champ, Andy the Destroyer Ruiz, and Anthony AJ Joshua. So it's another great fight, and it's got some huge anticipation behind it. But I'm picking Andy Ruiz. And there's a lot of talk been going on today, post weigh-in, with Andy Ruiz weighing 283 pounds, 14 pounds heavier than when he fought Anthony Joshua last. Some may think it's going to slow him down. Some may think it's going to affect his stamina. But I've got news for you. He's been heavier than this before in the ring. It's not a big deal, and he said so himself. He wants a bit of extra pop on his punches. So he's been pushing some more weights. And remember, muscle weighs more than fat. I think he's confident that he can knock Anthony Joshua out. And personally, I think he has to knock Anthony Joshua out to win. I can't see him getting a points decision. But once again, I could be wrong. Anthony Joshua has come in pretty light. 137, 237, under 240 pounds for the first time in a very long time. He's slick, he's thin, he's ready to move, and he's hoping that his stamina is going to be good, carrying this little weight. He could do it. But for me, I think it's a bit too much of a metamorphosis to ask Anthony Joshua to box on the back foot all night against a savage Andy Ruiz who ain't gonna let up. It could work. The key is gonna be that jab. He's gonna have to put more on it than he usually does, or particularly more than he did in the last fight. So we shall see what happens. I'm picking Ruiz in the 8th round to stop Anthony Joshua. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Joshua wins on points. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Anthony Joshua is a bad fighter. He hits hard. He could stop Andy Ruiz, but I don't think it's going to be a one-punch knockout. Andy Ruiz eats leather really well. In fact, the dude eats just about anything well, including Snickers, donuts, so on and so forth. So, you know, it is what it is. And I am looking forward to this fight, to this card, seeing a whole lot of heavyweights in action. There is another fight, what's the guy's name? Meljanov or something like that, fighting Tom Little in his second pro fight. Tom Little is going to get the shit beaten out of him. I mean, he's a tough dude, and credit to him for stepping in the ring with so many heavy-handed guys in his career to date. But he going to sleep, man. He going to sleep. Alright, so we got a Tommy Temper in the house. We got Adam Fahey in the house. Good to see you in, brother. We got Marla2243 also. What else we got here? I think that's just about everybody for now. I know we got Rob S. Good to have you in, brother. Okay, like I said at the start of the stream, y'all, in the description are some details for anybody who might like to join a live panel. What you have to have is a Discord account. It's easy to sign up. In fact, what I'll do is I will create a link to my Discord server. And this is not how you get in, by the way, but if you click on this link and you don't have a Discord Discord account, you can create one through this. So let me grab it. Here it comes. Give me a sec, yo. Here is the invite link to the Big Boys Boxing Discord server. If you don't have a Discord account, you can hit that and it'll take you through the process. It's kind of like Hangouts. It's not a huge change. It uses a lot less data than Hangouts does. It doesn't drop out as often, so we'll see what happens. See if anybody would like to join, but once you've sorted that out, all you have to do is send me a private message using my Discord tag, which is in the description, and you can jump on, come and talk about this card tomorrow. So hopefully I'm going to get a message from somebody soon, so we can talk some boxing. Gets a bit boring talking by myself, I guess. I can read some comments. Ped 2 times. What about Ed Steele? There's a bit of that going on at the weigh-in. Andy Ruiz looking directly into AJ's face when he was saying it too. So Ruiz is confident. He ain't scared of shit, man. He ain't scared of nothing. And, you know, I've been talking to a few people about what kind of fighter Andy Ruiz is. He is special. Do I think he's Mike Tyson? Hell no. But the dude can box. The dude's got a heart of a lion. And there ain't much that's gonna stop him. What else we got in the chat? Yo, looking how sleek Joshua looks. I'm worried for him. Those body shots that Andy Ruiz puts in could just about go straight through his guts. Andy Ruiz could grab hold of his spine and rip it out. There's not much meat on there. But you know, I could see Joshua trying to box for a lot longer, and maybe employ a bit more of a back foot game in this fight. You know, I said in my keys to victory, one of the points is avoid exchanging with Andy Ruiz in the pocket. Keep your combinations short, throw 2-3 heavy shots, then get the fuck out of town. Do not want to be in there when those fists fly from Andy Ruiz. Yeah, that's right, Marla. Hit that like button, share this content, subscribe as well. Got 100 and something subs to get to the 1,000. I'm hanging out to get to that 1,000. We're getting there. I'll drop you a link. Unrivaled, give me a sec here. Alright, Tommy wants a link too, so I'll add you guys, and hopefully I can get this shit sorted. Get a little plus sign. I've already got you guys as mates. Start with an rival. Alright, so this is how I send it. Hold on, y'all. This is the first time doing this, so I think I'm getting it. There we go. Guys are added to it. And I'm calling yous. Hello.
What's good? What's good?
Hey, it works, Tommy. Anybody in the chat, can you let us know? Can you hear Tommy Tampa okay?
Can you hear me, mofos?
Man, you're excited. You must be up early over there. You've been up all night.
No, I've been up early.
Good man. Good man. Big day, man. Big day.
Jono, I'm. Hold on a minute. I think I'm still getting the stream come through. It must be me. Hold on one sec. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're good. Loud and clear, says Rob. Awesome. It works. Haha. Alright, so give us your picks for those 4 fights, Tommy. You want to start with White and Wok?
Start with
White.
Which one?
White and Wok. Marius Wok.
I'm gonna go with White.
Yeah.
Wok had a fantastic chin once, but I think he's had it cracked too many times, so his chin's not what it used to be. Although it still might be very, very good, but the guy can't box for shit, in my opinion. So I reckon White's probably gonna do him on points, may even get a stoppage. What were the other 2 fights, Jono?
Next one would be Hrgovic and Molina.
I'm gonna pass on that one. That doesn't really excite me.
Fair enough. I've got Hrgovic in 3 on that one. It's pretty not competitive, really. I think so. That's what it is. But the next one's competitive. Michael Hunter versus Alexander Povetkin.
Ooh. I think Hunter's going to dominate until Povetkin actually clips him. So, yeah. Povetkin isn't what he used to be, although he's still very, very dangerous. But his output isn't all that. But he's still a wily old veteran. I don't know. I'm gonna have to
We can come back to that one if you like, Matt.
I'm gonna go Hunter on points.
Good man, good man. I think it sounds like most people are picking Hunter, but I do see a few people still picking Povetkin. I think Povetkin could get it done, but I think he'd have to get it done inside the first 6.
Yeah, while he's still fresh.
Yeah, and there's no doubt he's still damn dangerous in those first 6. He's got a huge left hook, even his right hand's pretty heavy. So we'll see what happens, but for me...
Yeah, he works very well in close, yeah.
Yeah, for me that fight could possibly even steal the show. We'll see what happens though. There's a lot of excitement around the main event though. So, the main event, who you got and how?
I got AJ. I'm hoping he gets a stoppage, but if he doesn't get a stoppage, I don't think he'll knock out Ruiz, but I think he could stop him. He could stop him on his feet. Referee could save him, but he's still on his feet, that kind of thing. AJ coming in around about 240. That's the weight he should have stuck at to for quite a large part of his career. I think movement's going to be key in this fight, and with Ruiz being 280, AJ can stick and move. He's got this fight on points.
You think that weight's going to slow Andy down much?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
14.
I mean, coming forward.
Yeah, 14.
Coming forward
pounds.
is fine, but the fact that he's going to have to bob and weave and try and use lateral movement with that amount of weight on him, no. Eventually, you're gonna lose your steam, and then you're gonna slow down. And if AJ is still around, and if he hasn't gassed, in theory, he should be able to take over. In theory, that is.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, and I do agree to an extent, but I'm wondering whether Andy Ruiz had kind of tried to play some reverse psychology. You know how he was going on about losing weight and posting old photos and that, thinking AJ will lose heaps of weight, and now the weight discrepancy is huge. So, once they get inside...
I'm just wondering...
Where you go?
I'm just wondering, when it comes to a clinch, I mean, there's going to be 40 pounds difference between them. Is that going to show in the clinches? I think it is.
Yeah, well, I'm sort of umming and ahhing whether Joshua will even try clinching. There's a few things that have suggested that he may try and employ some clinching, having Vlad in camp, having this referee who doesn't pull up holding, having Emmanuel Stewart's number 2 when he was coaching Lennox Lewis in there as well, giving some advice. That all points to, keeping your distance and grabbing if you're getting close, but it's not really going to be effective if he's weighing 40 something pounds less, unless he's pushing Andy Ruiz back in a clinch, and I can't see that happening either with that much weight difference. So he's just going to have to keep him at bay with punches.
The thing is, AJ couldn't even clinch properly in the first fight.
Yeah.
So he's already at a disadvantage.
Yeah, well, clinching a guy that's that much smaller than you two, it's really hard to do, because, a correct way to clinch is having neck to neck, so everything's smothered, there's no room for punches. But if Anthony Joshua's got his neck on Andy Ruiz's neck, he's going to be bending over with his ass half up in the air, with his guts wide open for a body shot. So, I can't see clinching.
Not a good look.
No. Certainly be interesting though. I'm hella looking forward to it. Particularly those last 2 fights. But I'm amped, man. I am amped. Joshua is going to run like the Parker fight. I didn't think he ran that much in the Parker fight. Parker made it easy for him to maintain the distance because he wasn't being aggressive anyway. If they fought again, it may be a different story. But by all means, it's pretty common. A pretty common conclusion for everybody that it suits AJ best to keep that distance. Don't get in there with those fast hands. But I did see Anthony Joshua, with this weight discrepancy, seems to think he's going to be even quicker than Andy Ruiz in this fight. What do you reckon of that statement?
He might be quicker for maybe half a round, but after that, he won't make it.
Yeah, well,
AJ's not really a high output fighter anyway.
No, I think maybe his, from when he throws a punch to where it lands, maybe quicker, but throwing punches in combinations, I don't care how heavy or light either fighter is, he'll never be quicker than Andy Ruiz, in my opinion. So,
no, yeah, not from the distance that Andy Ruiz likes to fight from. Yeah,
no,
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, so if AJ's smart, whatever he's doing is going to have to be keeping out of Andy Ruiz's punching range. He's got 8-inch reach advantage, so if he's going to take extra risks and get in there with the pocket and he loses, he's only going to have himself to blame. But I don't think Andy Ruiz is going to try and give him any space anyway. Maybe he will in the first couple of rounds, but I wouldn't actually be surprised if Andy Ruiz comes out of the gate like a bull in a china shop, trying to take him out in the first round.
What are you predicting, between 7 and a 9?
8 exactly. Round 8 exactly. But yeah, it's not a. That's just me going with what I think.
I know, I agree. I mean,
and
I think if this fight goes past the 6th round, it favours Ruiz.
Well,
because he's got a better gas tank, in my opinion.
Depends how those first 6 rounds go, though, too. If AJ is able to maintain that distance without having to put out too many punches, maybe his gas tank won't be emptied as much. Maybe.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: in terms of the guys who've actually pushed AJ the most, you got Klitschko, and then really, who's actually pushed him?
Probably
Parker
White.
Didn't really push him.
Probably White.
Yeah.
Or maybe even tech him, because he was landing quite a few shots as well, wasn't he? Yeah, he broke AJ's nose with his head, though. Wasn't too shit hot.
But my point is, if you could keep the pressure long enough on AJ, he might start to crack again. And then once he starts to, get vulnerable, if he can get another temple shot, it should be another defeat for AJ. Win for Ruiz.
Yeah. I do respond to the chat sometimes, JF, but really, I'm trying to encourage people to get on live, come and talk. But yeah, if you drop a question with my name in front of it with an @ I'll spot it easier and maybe I'll answer it. So try that.
Greetings.
Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News in the house. How are you today, brother?
I'm good. I just put up a video telling people to come subscribe.
Ah, that was very kind of you, brother. Well done.
Yeah, it just says attention everyone to get more and to look at it.
Awesome. Hopefully we'll get some more guests. Alright, we better get your predictions then, Unrivaled. Since we've seen the weigh-ins, we've got all the information we need. There's less than 12 hours to go, so kick it off with Marius Vak and Dillian White. Where you go?
You don't want my prediction from Majidov?
Well,
right,
you can if you like.
Majidov round 3.
There you go.
That's simple enough. Marius Vak and Dillian White. Marius Vak's chin, even now, is one of the best in the heavyweight division. Even more. What's gonna do him in is exhaustion.
Yeah.
Get him knackered. And Dillian White's going to hit him to the body and he's going to take him out via TKO, probably late, with body shots. Dillian said on an Instagram story the other day he's not doing overtime this week. He can't be arsed with it, so he's going to go in there and he's going to try and take him out to the body. So he's going to work on him hard.
Yeah.
So I've got White via stoppage probably around round 6 or 7. Vac stays in there and gets stopped 6 or 7.
Yeah. You make anything of the little bit of extra weight White's carrying?
it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a bit of extra weight, and yeah, sure, if he was in there with a really competitive fighter who's able to box with him and hit him back and tire him out, yeah, Dillian could be in trouble, but that's not this. It actually benefits him to be heavier because he's going to hit harder throwing that weight on back, so it benefits him.
Yeah.
Because even now, even out of shape, Dillian White will be able to do 10 rounds better than Marius Vac can.
Yep, for sure.
Vac he's shot. He has no legs. He's overweight. He's done. So White stops him. Not knockout, but TKO.
TKO, ref stoppage, or maybe even referee.
He could be RTD'd. He could be RTD'd. Look, he took a beating in his last fight out against Bacoli. He took an absolute beating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Dillian beats him, stops him. That's all she wrote. That's like if it's a decision, it's a decision. Like, I see a lot of people going with the decision, but I think it'll be a stoppage.
Yeah, I got a late stoppage too, between 8 and 10.
Yeah. So what's next? What's next on the card? Here we go.
Hrgovic Molina. Yeah.
Hrgovic round 4, straight right. Molina gets up on shaky legs. Referee waves it off.
Close to me. I got 3.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward, that one too. But the next one could steal the show in Michael Hunter and Alexander Povetkin.
I got Hunter.
Points or a late
you
stoppage?
Already knew this.
Yeah.
I got a late stoppage. I think Povetkin's going to try and work a lot early on. I think Michael Hunter already he mentioned what Povetkin's main strength is. People talk about how Povetkin's such a good rusher. It's that double jab, the paw into the stiff jab and then he lunges. That catches people off guard because they get caught with a stiff shot and then boom. Hunter's already alert to that.
Yeah.
It's what he's been preparing for. I think he had the better sparring because he was sparring with Andy. And I think that's really good sparring for an inside fighter like Povetkin. So, yeah, I think he's going to wear him out. Povetkin's going to overwork and Hunter's going to stop him late on by a TKO. TKO, not an actual clean knockout. Yep. Povetkin will get up. I think he'll be dropped a couple of times just through exhaustion, trying to chase Hunter down. Hunter will be picking him off too much.
I agree. I've still got.
It could be a decision. Yeah. Could be a stoppage to Povetkin, and Povetkin could actually win a decision here. That's what's interesting.
You reckon he can win a decision? Wow.
Yeah, he could win a decision. He can drop Hunter. Hunter gets off balance a lot. If there's one fighter in the world you don't want to be off balance against, it's Alexander Povetkin. He'll knock you down. He'll pick up 10-8 rounds. I'm not saying if he doesn't knock him down, he's not winning on points, but I'm talking he could drop him twice and win this by a majority decision.
That's a good point. I never thought of that.
So, yeah, but I'm going with my gut instinct and just saying it's what I thought the second the fight was announced, that Hunter would take him out very late. I know Povetkin's got a great chin, but it's not about chin, it's about energy for me. And I think that's what's going to do him in, is the energy and the age.
Yeah. If you got any questions while we're going through this, Tommy, feel free to jump in. And the main... where you go?
Oh, well, it wasn't a question. It was more a case of... have you discussed White's situation yet?
No, we'll get to that after the predictions.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the main event, Unrivaled. How do you think that one's going to go?
Will I be the most honest person on the platform for once?
Go on then.
Nobody knows how the fight's going. Everybody's really guessing.
Fucking oath.
We're all guessing. It's all guessworky. I got AJ. I think he's going to stick a move. I think he's going to get Andy to walk into shots. I think Andy carrying the extra weight, I don't think his gas tank is as high. I've seen Andy Ruiz come in at 270 before and going into later rounds actually struggle.
Yeah.
So I've seen him do that. People point out that when he was fighting against Parker, he didn't look too tired. Yeah, he was also 30 pounds heavier. He's 30 pounds heavier now than he was when he fought Parker. That's a big thing. Andy, I think, is a better fighter than AJ. I think AJ's more powerful, but I think Andy's the better actual fighter. But I just think AJ's going to get it. on decision. I think AJ is going to get dropped a couple of times in this fight, and I think Andy Ruiz is going to get dropped as well once. But I think AJ is going to pick up a majority decision, which will be slightly controversial. And that's pretty much it. The keys to victory are kind of simple. AJ needs to stay the fuck away from Andy.
That's it, eh? Use those long levers, man.
Which obviously means the key to victory for Andy Ruiz is to get on top of AJ. That's it. If he gets on top of AJ, he wins the fight. If AJ can keep him off of him, he wins the fight.
It's basically a bulldozer versus a sniper, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is it's so weird for me to see Anthony Joshua be 46 pounds lighter than his opponent and be, outside of Povetkin and Hunter, he's the lightest heavyweight on the card.
True that.
Or Majidov. Too sure, I think Majidov. But like, of all the big guys like that you expect to be big, like Vac, White, Molina, Hrgovic, Joshua, Ruiz, Little, Joshua's the lightest of all of them, and that's rare because he's such a big guy.
What did he weigh in at yesterday?
237.
237 pounds.
Jeez.
16 stone and 13.
It's probably a little
3
bit lighter
pounds.
than that, actually.
Man,
3 pounds behind 240. 16 stone 13.
he looks pretty skinny to me, man. I'm worried for his body, but if he's in tip-top condition, and you know he's been saying he's been copping a good tune-up with the sparring partners, he'd be used to all of it. So, oh man, it's a pick and fight, and whoever gets the prediction right is lucky. That's it. Lucky. At this stage,
Has
anyway.
there been any journalists that have asked AJ if he's got concussion this time?
That's a good point. Nobody's mentioned it.
There haven't been that many people who've had the chance to really talk to AJ either, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's only done a few interviews.
Yeah.
He's focused on this.
Yeah, he's staying in his own little world, prepping his mind and his body at the same time. So he's doing what he needs to do, or he's doing what he thinks he needs to do to win. So I hope both guys are doing the same, and we just get a cracker of a fight. But I do think if AJ does go down on this fight, I think Andy's going to get his number. He's not going to let him recover. I mean, I guess how hard he goes down is going to be the question too. If he goes down like Andy Ruiz did in the third and doesn't get too hurt, then yeah, he can get up and come back and win the fight for sure. But Andy's not going to let his foot off the gas like Klitschko did if Joshua goes down. Certainly an interesting.
You know, I've flip-flopped on my prediction like 16 times, right? And even now I'm unsure, Jono. Like,
Yeah.
I don't actually have the faintest idea who's winning this fight. I don't think anybody is like supremely confident.
No, that's
I don't
how
think
much of a
anybody
pick 'em
can
it
be.
is. It's,
Like, if I gave you 100 grand, I think there's a 25% chance, whatever you bet it on. Like, I think there's 75% chance you're losing. I think all the possibilities, maybe not the decision for Ruiz, but if Ruiz drops him a few times, I think he'll get the decision. But outside of that, I think knockout Andy, decision or stoppage AJ, they're all really fucking tight odds. Really tight odds. And whoever you're picking, I don't think you're really wrong, because it's just so hard to break this fight down. Like, you find yourself giving the benefit of a doubt to Joshua, don't you?
for sure.
You just need to kind of give him a benefit of a doubt based on the first fight. Like, maybe he wasn't all great, maybe he wasn't all right, maybe he was concussed. Who knows? You find yourself doing that with this fight. If you base it just off of that fight and you've never watched boxing in your life, Andy Ruiz is knocking Anthony Joshua out in this fight.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's the truth.
One
But
of
that's forgetting everything else AJ's achieved.
yeah.
What if this fight actually goes the distance and let's say Ruiz doing the eye test actually nicks it, but they give the decision to AJ just to have the trilogy? Anybody thought about that?
It's highly possible.
Wow.
It's
I
highly
think
possible.
they're probably going to end up fighting again anyway. Both, well, even AJ's been hinting at it, hasn't he? So,
Yeah.
I think regardless of the
Just saw a
result,
video. Just
Yeah.
saw a video come up saying Joe Joyce versus Marco Huck. It's on January 11th.
they finally got it made.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting. I'm just looking up some odds for the main event to see what's changed. Our local betting site, the TAB, has Andy Ruiz Jr. on points is $11. Andy Ruiz Jr. by knockout, $3.25. Anthony Joshua on points, $4.33. And Anthony Joshua by knockout, $1.91. So the other day when I was looking at the odds, I was thinking I'd put, just for argument's sake, I'll do $20 bets. I'd put $20 on Ruiz to win by KO. It was paying $4 something the other day. And then I would hedge it with Anthony Joshua on points, paying $4.33. So it would cover ass both ways and still make money. But then if AJ gets a knockout, that ruins everything. Maybe the hedge with just Joshua to win would be better. Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing a treble bet today.
Oof.
Right.
With the main in it?
Yeah, with the main in it. I'm thinking about putting a small amount on it.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it more as a bet than anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about doing a method of victory bets. So I think I'm going Hunter via decision, even though it's not my prediction. Because my prediction, I think, is less likely to happen. I think I'm doing AJ via decision. And I think I'm going to do White via decision just for the odds, just for hilarity factors.
Yep. I'm gonna try something new with this. I'm just gonna try and drop a direct link straight in the chat and see if it works. So if anybody wants to get in and give their predictions, their views on the fights, there's gonna be a link in the chat in about 20 seconds. Boom, there it is. See if that works for anybody.
So if I bet on all three on points, Hunter, White, and Joshua, to all beat their white counterparts, it's 27-1.
The $10 gets you 270.
Yep.
That's not a bad.
It's not a bad bet, you know.
Yeah, if it loses, what's $10?
Pretty much. Although White stop him back, innit? Let's be real.
Yeah, if you changed that one to TKO, would the odds still be okay? That'd still be pretty good, wouldn't it?
No, his odds change drastically if
Okay.
you change it to stoppage. Like, it goes from 27-1 to, give me a second here, John, I'll tell you. The overall bet goes from 27-1 to 10-1.
Oh shit. Okay. That kind of kills the fun of the bet.
John,
Alright. Yo.
Do you want me to disconnect and try that link?
Oh, it should work, bro. It'll be alright. I'm not sure if
Yeah, but
anybody's...
you'll only know if people actually click it.
Yeah. Well, you can try if you like, Tommy. That'd be handy.
Okay.
Good on you, mate.
Okay.
So, I guess the big news today, besides Andy Ruiz being fat and then Anthony Joshua being skinny, is Dillian White has been cleared by UCAD.
Yes.
Any wrongdoing whatsoever. The statement said along the lines of all the tests surrounding the adverse finding test were clean, and the one that was adverse findings was such a small amount of the dianabol leftovers, so it was likely ingested by accident, or the the urine sample was contaminated. So haven't heard from the WBC yet whether they're going to reinstate his position. And like I said in a video I dropped today, it's kind of made the WBC look a bit silly, putting off Dillion's shot until February 2021. But I'm sure you guys have something to say about it. Tommy wants to get on that one, don't you, mate?
Yeah, it's too convenient that if you step back from the whole situation and you look at what's happened to White and the fact that he's been cleared, right? Now that the dust is settled, things should go back to the way that they were. And in my opinion, Fury should have to sit out and let White fight Wilder next. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset with him still fighting Fury, but it shouldn't be the mandatory, and then White should get his shot when the next mandatory is supposed to be fought, which is like 12 months after Brazil, so it'll be in the first half.
Yeah, but John,
if
you look at the fact that Fury has never actually had to fight for a mandatory position, he's just been awarded it, and then White has basically had to break his balls to get any sort of traction on his own status.
Can I comment for a sec?
Go.
I think Dillian White should be reinstated as mandatory, and that fight should take place for him for the WBC belt in 2020. I genuinely believe he should be reinstated. However, I still think Fury should be fighting against Wilder because that mandatory isn't actually due until until June, I believe, or May. So that mandatory is until May or June. So Fury shouldn't have that mandatory status. That fight's already been signed. It was signed before the mandatory thing. It was always going to be happening before Dillian White would fight Wilder. So I think Fury should fight him, and then White gets to fight the winner no matter what immediately. That's what I think should happen, whether it's Fury or Wilder.
Yeah, man, I can agree with that. Just looking it up, Deontay Wilder fought Dominic Brazil on the 18th of May. So, yeah, the next Mando would be due by that date.
Yeah, so fights happen in February. It's 3-4 months apart if they do it in May or June. Dillian White fights either Fury or Wilder. That's what would be fair. I mean, that was always going to be the situation anyway, that he was going to have to fight the winner of that fight.
Yeah.
When he was mandatory. So that's what it should be. But he shouldn't have to wait till 2020.
No, I agree. Or 2021, no way. Yeah. I'm just looking back through Tyson Fury's resume. Did he not have to fight a final eliminator to get the WBO shot against Vladimir Klitschko? Was Christian Hammer a final eliminator?
He must have fought a final eliminator.
Yeah, I think it was either Derek Chisora or Christian Hammer. Derek Chisora 2 or Christian Hammer. So, but this time around, he hasn't had to fight for it whatsoever. And it was just the other day Mauricio Solomon was talking about to become a mandatory, you have to fight a final eliminator. We have been consistent with that. And then 2 sentences later, he says, the fight between Wilder and Fury in February, we're going to make Fury the mandatory. So, okay, that's consistent, isn't it?
Very consistent.
So Fury hasn't earned his way to get there. I don't believe he should be declared mandatory whatsoever. I mean, there's other guys more deserving in the WBC besides even Dillian White that have done more in that sanctioning body than Tyson Fury. So it don't make any sense to me, and it kind of reinforces my thoughts of boycotting the WBC come January 1st. Give them 12 months in naughty corner and see how they like that.
I think the WBC has been consistently inconsistent.
That's it. That's what they've been consistent at, isn't it? Consistently inconsistent.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, man. We do have another couple of heavyweight dust-ups. Well, actually, There's one
I'm pretty
fight-
sure Tyson Fury, by the way, was the last person to actually become mandatory for the WBO by winning a final eliminator. Huey was elevated. Parker and Ruiz fought for the vacant. Neither of them actually fought final eliminator.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed.
so the last time someone won a final eliminator with the WBO was Fury.
Yep. It was David Hay was in there too.
Question
And
for
he
you
got it
about
gifted.
that belt that Fury's got. Does he that Intercontinental WBO or whatever it is? Does he actually have to defend that
The Intercontinental.
or whatever trinket title that he's got?
Fury, did you say? Tyson?
Yeah.
I don't know if they do. Have
Well,
to
it wasn't on
defend.
the line against Otto Wallen.
That's
As far as
bizarre.
I'm aware, the WBO Intercontinental's gone vacant.
Oh, there you
Might
go.
have dropped it.
Yeah, definitely.
The reason why I say that is because Dubois is fighting Fujimoto for that title, is he not?
He is. Was that the WBO International?
It might be the international, actually.
Yeah. That's the one that seems to hold a bit more weight. That was the one that Tom Schwartz had, wasn't it?
The Intercontinental was the one that Schwartz had.
Oh, okay. Too many inters. Get them all confused.
Because Fury won the WBO Intercontinental from Schwartz.
Yes, that's right. Okay. So I don't think they do have to
Schwartz.
defend them though, do they? They're just like trinket belts that give you a ranking. You don't actually have a mandatory for them or anything like that. But they can tell you to order. They can order you to fight somebody for it.
Hmm.
So,
I don't know how the status on the Intercontinental belt actually works.
to be honest, I don't really care too much about those other belts. Besides the main belt in every governing body, the other ones are just ways to get a good ranking. Nothing more, nothing less.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only significant purpose of them, is that you're going to see somebody climb into a certain ranking or something like that, and then you can keep your eyes peeled on who's ranked where.
Yeah. Chris Eubank Jr. fighting Korobov. Is that a good fight or is that not so good? Man, I've heard a lot of people saying Chris Eubank Jr. has to look good beating Korobov, and I'm thinking Chris Eubank Jr. has to beat Korobov more than anything. What do you reckon, Unrivaled? Has Korobov got a chance?
Yeah, I think Korobov has a chance. But I think he's a wrong stall for Eubank, but I think Eubank will get the nod, if you know what I mean. I think it'll be a tight fight. He'll get the...
Just looking the fight up now. Let's see who else is on
Is
the
that for the regular or the super? That fight?
I'll tell you in a sec.
I didn't actually hear what you said, Tommy.
I said, sorry. Is that for the regular or the super?
Interim
It's for the interim.
WBA. Oh, is
The
it?
interim.
Okay.
WBA world middleweight title. So, yeah.
It ain't for the damn super. We all know who holds the super.
I mean, I'm picking Eubank in that fight, but I think it could be pretty competitive, really. It's on the
That's
Charlo
That's
Hogan
actually one of
card.
the most It is, yeah. It's one of the most intriguing fights of the year in a way. Eubank, he hasn't fought since February, so 10 months. Korobov has been active as hell this year, if I'm not mistaken. Well, actually, no, he hasn't. Didn't he fight Charlo back in December? I thought that was this year. So yeah, Charlo was in December. He lost. Then against Emmanuel Alim.
In
That
May,
was in May, I think, or
Yeah.
May or June.
11th of May.
Yeah, so fought him. And I'm gonna be honest, man, he actually won that.
Against
He won
Charlo.
that fight, I don't. No,
Yeah.
against Alim. I thought he
Oh,
drew
yeah.
with Charlo, to be honest.
Yeah. There's a lot of people saying that it was at least a draw.
I think the most disgraceful thing about that fight was Larry Hazard Senior
I missed that. What
or
happened?
Junior. Yeah, he scored at 119, 108.
Oh, okay. All but one round. Oh no,
All but
all
one
rounds
round.
and one knockdown.
Yeah. Or 11 rounds to one knockdown.
Yeah. Okay. What else we got on this card?
Don't even know how he scored. I don't even know how he scored that because I think he might have given an even round to Karbov, and that was it. 119, 108
Far out.
or something like that, because the other guys, they had it 116, 112 twice, Max DeLuca and Weisfeld, and I can kind of see that, but I had it a draw. But with Larry, like, what is he doing? That dude is consistently the worst fucking judge out there, except for Adelaide Board.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to have accept in there for that, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a couple of other heavyweight dust-ups this weekend, but I can't remember who they are, so I'm having to look up the schedule. I've been so preoccupied.
Makhmedov versus Samuel Peter.
Oh, that's right.
Arslanbek.
Yep.
Arslanbek Makhmedov, who is an absolute beast. He's a beast.
Yeah, man. He hits freaking hard, and he may be the first to knock Samuel Peter out cold. There's a lot of people saying this is going to happen, and it could.
It's highly possible, man. But I think the referee will stop it before it gets to that point.
Or Peter will semi-quit like he did against who was it? Was it Huey Fury?
I don't think he quit. I think his shoulder was dislocated.
Because the ref
By
touched
the
him.
ref, that was the weirdest thing I've seen in a while. I do think there's a high possibility, though, Sam Peters actually could knock Arslanbek out. He doesn't have a great chin, does Makhmedov.
Yeah, well, he's
And he
pretty
has no
sneaky
defense.
at times, isn't he?
And Sam Peters just throws these big, massive shots trying to decapitate you.
Yeah.
So,
If it lands,
yeah, who
it could
knows?
do the damage. There it is. Arslanbek Makhmedov versus Samuel Peter. What card is that on?
It's on a card in Canada, isn't it?
It is
I
in
think,
Canada.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe Simon Keane's also fighting against Sergej Liahovic.
Oh yeah, that won't last long, eh? Lykovic is way past it. But Simon
It's
Keane
on
could
the
be
David
knocked out.
Lemieux undercard. He can be. He was knocked out by Dylan Carmen.
That's right. So be interesting if Lykovic can land something on his chin. We'll see if something can happen, but landing on his chin is going to be a problem. I think it's a bit slow, a bit old.
There's actually a good prospect on that card that I'm keeping my eyes out on. He's a super welterweight. His name is Sajidin Akhmedov. And I've been watching him. He's in Kazakhstan. He's super welterweight. He's 10-0 with 9 KOs. He's only 21 years old.
I'm just looking for him. Where is he? What did you say his name was? Someone Akhmedov? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, Sajidin.
Okay. How long you been watching this guy?
Since the amateurs.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah.
One to keep an eye on. You
He
reckon?
won the Youth World Championships in 2016.
I can't find him on this card. You sure
So-
he's on that same card?
Sajidin Akhmedov, yeah, he's on the card.
TV. Oh, there he is.
100%. He's fighting against Jose Antonio Villalobos
Okay.
on the Makhmedov card.
Okay. You got a prediction for us then?
Yeah, he's gonna win. He's fighting against Villalobos. But I'm just keeping an eye, my eyes on him. You know what I mean? That's a name that many people aren't talking about. He's only 21. He's a youth amateur world champion. He's very good in the amateurs, and he's converted into a pro with good punching power, speed, and movement. He's very good. I think that could be. I think in a year or two, that guy's gonna be the dude at super middleweight, and he's big enough to go to middleweight. And I could see him being a real danger at middleweight over the next 6 years.
Oh, he started young, hasn't he? 21 and pro.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess
10-0 pro.
he's got a fairly extensive amateur career. So, good for him, man. Good for him. Still looking.
No, he's a good fighter, man.
Still looking for these other fights. I'm sure there was a couple of other heavyweight dust-ups as well. Maybe that was it. Mad putting too many fights on when that huge card is on, I guess, for other networks and whatnot. But it is all good. Alright, what we got in the chat here? Christopher Bruin. What up, brother? Good to have you in. Povetkin versus Hunter. I've got Hunter on points, and Unrivaled has a late stoppage. So,
Who was that?
Christopher Bruin.
Chris.
I think that's how you say it. Christopher Braun. I'm not sure on your last name there, sorry. B-R-U-W-N.
It looks like the Braun.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Braun.
I could be wrong. It looks like a Belgian name. De Bruyne or De Bruyne?
Hey, you made it, Mala. You got this Discord sorted out.
Yeah, mate.
Good man.
I was upstairs watching TV, so I just went and signed up and got it sorted.
Sweet ass. Pretty simple, isn't it? Let everybody know.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, eh?
Sweet ass. All good. Alright, so now we got a fresh guest. We better get his predictions. We'll start with Walk and White, mate. How's it gonna go?
I'll go for Dillian, even though he just looks fat ass. God, his weight was shocking, really. I know he certainly had a short camp, but I'll go with him. You know, it's a 10-rounder, eh?
Yeah.
It's not 12 rounds.
No, it's 10.
10, yep. Yeah, no, I'll go with Dillian for that.
You think he's gonna stop?
He'll certainly have some. Yeah, I think I picked him to stop him last time.
Okay.
Yeah, gee, he can crack. He's certainly going to have some weight behind his punch. So yeah, I'll go with Dillian for a stoppage. Yep.
Fair enough.
Be late round.
Yeah, sort of 8 to 10.
Yeah, I think so. Late round stoppage.
All right. Next one is Molina and Hrgovic.
Hrgovic, knock him over pretty early.
Yeah, I got him in 3. Unrival's got him in 4. So pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, he's pretty. Yeah. I'd say 3 or 4. Yep, get him.
All good.
There's only one question on the Hrgovic Molina thing. Is Philip coming in to get rounds or not?
Yeah.
That's
We'll
true,
know
eh?
pretty much straight away, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's not putting the pressure on with the 1-2 straight down on an open target like Molina, he's coming in to get a few rounds.
I wouldn't actually be surprised to see Molina back himself into a corner and try and beckon Hrgovic in. Come on, throw your
That's
shit.
the worst thing you can do. Don't let Hrgovic tee off on you. That's dumb.
It is, but what else has he got? That's when he's most dangerous, is when he's getting hit.
I think actually what Molina could do is try and stick in the pocket, try and get past the long levers, and then try and catch him on the inside.
Yeah, stay away from that
If he's
end of
coming
the range.
Yeah. I like how Molina was saying that he had an 8-week training camp and he thanked Eddie Hearn for it, and then Philip turns around and says, well, I'd just like to say I've had a 12-week training camp.
Yeah, so that's better for me.
And I just looked at, Molina looked pissed. He's like, they still haven't given me a fair chance, even when I've had 8 weeks.
Yeah.
He just looked pissed.
Hey, Keith. But yeah, he's having a hard time finding opponents, isn't he? Nobody wants to face him because he's such a boost. So, good on Eric Molina
Is
for
Mala
getting
still
there.
in here?
I think he might have.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
he's
still here,
in.
mate.
Oh, sorry, mate. We
You're still
interrupted.
here, mate.
We interrupted your prediction run there. Hunter
that's
versus Povetkin, mate. What do you reckon?
I'm going Hunter unanimous decision.
Ooh.
Well, it might even be. It might even be. It could even be closer than that. I think it's going to go the distance, but it could, it may not be unanimous decision. It could be closer because Povetkin, he still looks pretty good. You know, even though he's 40, he's physically still looks pretty good. But I'm going to go with Hunter. On points.
Yeah. Unrivaled's got a late stoppage on that one, and I've got him on points. But you know, I can see both happening. But Unrivaled did mention that he thinks maybe Povetkin could get it in points. If he could knock down Hunter a couple of times, he'd still only have to win 4 rounds.
Definitely, yeah.
So,
yeah. It is a tough. It is a very tough fight to pick. You know, I'm not sort of picking it with supreme confidence. I mean, you know, Povetkin can still crack. You know, even at 40 years of age, if he can land the shots, he could put Hunter down. And definitely. I'm going for Hunter on points. You know, not supremely confident, but I'm going to go for that.
Yep. Definitely an entertaining fight, that's for sure. And the main event, brother, what do you reckon? Joshua versus Ruiz.
If Ruiz had come in, even at the same weight as the last fight, I actually felt pretty confident about Ruiz. I'll say like 55-45. I was pretty confident about him. I felt I am concerned about the weight. I mean, like, I know he had clothes on. If you take all those clothes off, it's probably take 6 or 7 pounds off. So that's going to get him to about 276. What concerns me about that weight is that I'm expecting AJ to win probably the first 3 rounds. He's going to be fresh AJ, light, stick and move and trying to keep range, and I think he will be able to. I think he will be able to. Even in the first fight, I gave AJ the first 2 rounds on points.
Yep.
And I feel like he could do that again. You know, maybe win the first 3 rounds or so on points. Now, the problem is, if that happens and Ruiz finds himself like 3 rounds down or so, even if Ruiz comes back in the middle rounds, if AJ gets to say round 8 and he's still standing in a relatively good condition, and then Ruiz starts to tire and he's not able to mount that pressure which he needs to mount, that's going to enable AJ to, with not being under pressure, to really stick the jab even easier and get it working for him, and then start dropping right hands, and just, it's going to be easy for him to pick Ruiz apart because Ruiz is tiring, you know what I mean? And AJ could start, even if he doesn't knock him out, just start stealing, touching him with the jab, hitting him with right hands, and just touching him up and stealing rounds. And then if it goes to the scorecards, AJ's dominated rounds 8 to 12, and he's dominated the early rounds. He could end up, you know, winning on points. Definitely. So I'm just really concerned about whether, if it's a tempo fight, can Ruiz keep his foot on the pedal when he needs to? I'm sort of a bit worried about that now.
It's certainly an arguing point. You know, Andy has been heavier before, but he hasn't been in the ring against somebody like Anthony Joshua when he's that kind of weight. So
yeah, man. And I mean, you also got to wonder though, AJ, he's going to have to try and stay away from Ruiz. He doesn't want to get into a dogfight. That's going to take a lot of stamina.
Sure is.
So it's a really hard fight. I put a bit of money on Ruiz, but you know, I'm a little bit nervous about it. I've had a bet on Ruiz. I put $70 on him to knock AJ down at paying $2.62.
Wow.
So all he's got to do is knock him down. That's all he's got to do. And then I put, what did I put on? I put $15 on Ruiz to get a TKO at $7. And then I put, and then I put $20 on him. I think it was $15 to get either a TKO or a KO. And then I had $20 on him at $5 I think it had to be a TKO or something like that. I've got them on my fucking TAV account. Yeah. But I've covered it though. He's just got as long as he knocks AJ down, I'll be okay.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, he's just got to get a knockdown.
Yeah. I think we've got L-Dog in the house. Are you there, brother?
Yeah, man. I was just waiting.
Sweet.
How's it going?
Not too bad. New fresh blood in the house. Good to have you on, brother.
Oh, thanks.
we will start from the start with you for some predictions as well. We've got Marius Vuk and Dillian White. What do you reckon, bro?
I think Dillian White stops him. I think if Bacoli can stop Wak, then definitely Dillian White can, because I just think Dillian White is all around better than Bacoli. And I mean, I was quite impressed at his KO of Chisora. So I mean, because Chisora's not easy to KO, so he definitely has that power. So I'll go with a stoppage win.
Sweet. I think there's a few of us who have got the same late stoppage. So
Can I say one thing though?
yo,
White's kind of like a pick you off kind of fighter, whereas the three people who've all stopped Marius Vak, they're more seek and destroy. Like if you think about it, Bacoli, Jarrell Miller, and Pavek.
I think
they all
given the
come forward.
magnitude of the event, he'll want to make a statement because there'll be so many people watching.
especially now that his ass is clean and clear.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see though. It's interesting. I don't think it's competitive myself, but yeah, I think White will stop him. But if not, he'll definitely beat him on points for me.
Yeah.
All right, our dog. We moving on to Hrgovic versus Molina.
I've got Molina first round KO.
That'll be paying well at the TAB, bro.
I got Hrgovic
Yeah.
rounds 1 to 4. I think.
Yeah.
I think he'll go like first maybe 3 rounds. He'll box because he hasn't got many rounds, and then like I think after the 3rd round he'll really start sitting down on his punches, trying to hurt Molina and get like a brutal KO so that people start to talk about him
Yeah,
a bit more.
for sure. I think he's wanting to make that big statement as well. I'm expecting him to come out of there and try and get the knockout in the 1st round, but I think Molina's a little bit too defensively savvy to get knocked out in the 1st. I originally was picking the 2nd, but I'm going for the 3rd now.
I mean, if you want to make a bet on Eric Molina in the 1st round, if you're just fancying being really froggy, it's 225 to 1.
$10 will get you $2,500.
I think
Against someone
$10
who
in
hasn't
that
been-
case will get you $10 lost.
Yeah,
I mean, it's against a fighter who's never been chin tested as a pro.
yeah.
I've
Most,
seen him take some bombs in the amateurs though.
yeah, most of us have seen him.
But I don't know if any of the guys who've hit him in the amateurs hit as hard as Molina, to be honest. I don't think Joe Joyce hits much harder than Molina. I don't think Yoka hits harder than Molina. One punch.
Who else has he fought in the amateurs? I haven't really paid any attention to anybody else.
Fought Daichiko,
Oh, I haven't Dutch
Dutchko's not a puncher, he's a mover.
fought Yoka, Joyce, Kuzman.
Kuzman can bang.
He can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the
That's
fight
Joe
I was like referencing. Kuzman actually landed some bombs on Hrgovic, and Hrgovic, he didn't go down once, and I was quite impressed.
Yeah.
I don't even know why we're debating this. Like Molina could not.
Yeah,
Hrgovic
Molina
get
ain't kidding.
starched.
It's fun.
Molina ain't winning. But I do have a prediction that might surprise some people. I think Tom Little is going to give Majidov a pretty good fight, to be honest. I'm not saying he's going to win.
all week, mate.
I've been saying it so much that I've actually started to believe my own bullshit. I just think,
man 3 times.
yeah, like I
He-
honestly,
He's coming in good nick. He's coming in good
Yeah.
shape, Tom Little.
he's also fought some tough killers, like Hrgovic, Dubois.
And he still comes to fight even when he gets a hiding. He's scared of
He
nothing.
actually doesn't look that bad compared to other journeymen. Like he actually does he'll actually catch the other guy with a punch.
Do you think
Like he
he,
doesn't just shell up.
do you think he beats
I
Gary
would love to
Cornish?
see Tom Little. Cornish is retired, Jono.
Yeah. Well, Tom Little versus
Oh.
Big Sexy. How's that then?
That's a great fight. But
Well, I actually
I
don't
was
know who
actually
wins
thinking. Yeah, I know, right? I was thinking, what about Tom Little versus Majidav's last opponent, Ed Fountain? I think that'd be a very good fight. Like, very good fight.
Yeah, well, that Ed Fountain performance is why I'm actually thinking. Like, I know Tom Little has like no power, but Medvedev was dropped. You know, like it's not exactly promising to get dropped in your first
Well,
fight.
Ed Fountain has 5 KOs himself.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, man. Tom Little, I think he'll put up a good fight, but I think he'll lose.
Yeah, fair enough. I picked Medvedev as well, but I think it might go 6 rounds. It's probably only a 6-round fight, is it? Didn't actually look at that.
Tom Little's gonna knock him out, mate.
Yeah, this fight won't go the distance, man. I got Tom Little by just Mayweather Gaddy style fight, brutal beatdown from rounds 1 to 6.
I've got it a little differently. I kind of think Tom Little's gonna go in there and laugh at him every time he realizes he's in there with a really good fighter.
All right, man. We better keep going with your predictions, L Dog. Michael Hunter versus Alexander Povetkin. Good fight.
I think Hunter stops him late, to be honest. I think Hunter is in good form. He's younger. He's yeah, I actually rewatched his fight with Usyk, and he took a lot of shots from Usyk. Like, he was out on his feet, but to not go down, I was actually pretty impressed because, you know, despite what people say, Usyk actually can punch a bit, like especially when he's putting them together in the later rounds. And for him to survive that, you know, his chin must be pretty damn solid. So I actually don't think Povetkin will score the KO. I think Povetkin is, you know, too old now. He's been knocked out once in the last 2 years. I think his punch resistance is weakening. His stamina is clearly poor. I think Hunter moves around well. He'll move around, stick and move kind of style. Gets him to the later rounds, and I think he'll do what Usyk did to him in the later rounds. Really put a lot of pressure on him and get him out of there.
Yeah. Do you think Povetkin's still pretty dangerous in those first 6 rounds, though? You think he'd have enough on one of those big punches to maybe slow Michael
that's
Hunter
the thing.
right down?
Povetkin's hooks are pretty lethal. Like, if he lands one on your chin, you know, that's it.
Yeah, man.
But again, like, he was able to take Usyk's punches and a lot of them without going down. So, you know,
He's
I
taken
would say,
taken some shots as a heavyweight as well. You know, Ustinov slow as shit, but he still hits pretty hard. Bacoli
Yeah.
hits pretty hard.
yeah, Bacoli's been knocking
Hits
out
really
a lot of
hard.
dudes who are really hard to knock out, and I mean, he stopped him. So he's been in there.
Wasn't it like Geraldo and Kevin Johnson back to back? Guys who don't get stopped?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that Pereiro guy. Never
That's
been
what I'm
stopped.
talking about. Pereiro, I think it's like Pereiro or Geraldo Pereira or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know
I
if
think
it's-
Hunter Povetkin's dangerous, but I think Hunter's chin will be good enough to withstand that. I mean, he just got to take Povetkin into the second half of the fight, and I think it's over for Povetkin.
All right,
That's
man.
my prediction.
And the final main event: Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. How you got that one, brother?
Well, I'm actually pretty confident in my prediction. I think AJ is going to win. I would say decision. I think he's going to win pretty comfortably, like 116 to 112, maybe 117 to 111. I think he's going to win it comfortably.
Sweet.
Ruiz coming in heavier, I don't like it because to me, what I think happened is Ruiz gained a lot of weight after the first AJ victory. You know, he's living the good life. He gained a lot of weight, and he actually had to spend the majority of his camp probably trying to lose that weight to get down to a weight where he can fight at. I think AJ has trained very hard. He's coming in at a good weight. I think he's going to outbox Ruiz. I think after the 6th or 8th round, it's going to look like Canelo versus Golovkin 2. And
Yeah.
I think AJ is going to be Canelo, and he's going to start to walk down Ruiz, and a lot of people are going to be shocked, but he's going to really take Ruiz's confidence from him. And people will be surprised that he's actually taking the fight to Ruiz, forcing him on the back foot. So I think AJ will win a decision or a late stoppage, either one.
Yeah, well, being that slim in condition, it's definitely a good possibility he can throw double the amount of punches he usually does. And, you know, I was thinking about how AJ tends to fight in spurts, you know, throws punches for 10, 15 seconds and then tries to take a bit of a walk and reset. If he can extend those out to 20 seconds, 30 second spurts and then take
Big
a
difference.
20-second rest, then it's going to take its toll on Ruiz, especially being that heavy. So certainly an interesting fight, man. And
Yeah, I'll say this. The problem with Ruiz is he doesn't cut off the ring well. I think AJ being slimmer and a pretty decent he's fundamentally sound. I think he'll be able to outbox Ruiz and actually because Ruiz can't cut off the ring. Even though AJ's on the back foot, Ruiz will be moving a lot as well, so it will be tiring Ruiz just as much. And I think that extra weight will actually hurt him. And I think when AJ sees Ruiz is kind of tired and he knows he's ahead, he'll start to really put the pressure on Ruiz to kind of, you know, make Ruiz think in round 6, 8, and so on. You know, maybe I did actually win a fluke. Maybe I didn't get the best AJ, and you know, this is the best AJ in front of me, and I can't handle him.
for sure.
I think that's what AJ will try and do.
Yep. Anyone else want to get in on that?
I'll tell you one thing, man. I haven't been this excited for a fight, honestly, since Fury Wilder.
Yeah,
I'm
I
more
can't
excited for
remember.
this.
Yeah,
I'm more
yeah,
excited
same.
for this. And I actually went to that damn fight. I'm more excited for this than I was for AJ Klitschko. Like, I don't know what it is about this fight for me. There's just I feel it's got that element of it could all be over. And you rarely see that. I never felt like it would all be over with Klitschko AJ. Like, I felt like if AJ won, well, yeah, it'd be over for Klitschko, but he's towards the end anyway, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like if AJ loses this fight, maybe he'll try and have a couple of fights, but he won't have that same draw power, you know? There won't be anywhere near as much interest in that Wilder fight. And Andy Ruiz will move on to bigger things, you know? And for me being like in Ireland and next to the UK, it's a big thing for the market here.
Huge.
It's a big thing for boxing. It's monstrous. The implications are huge. A lot of fighters have built careers off of fighting on AJ's undercards. Callum Smith, Luke Campbell, Dillian White. Dillian White made a name from being competitive with AJ. Dominic Breazeale made a name from fighting AJ. Charles Martin, he was more known after losing to AJ than he was being a world champion.
He's pretty much revived boxing to a degree in the UK, hadn't he? So if a lot of the boxing fans fall off the hype train of AJ, are they going to jump on another train or are they going to leave?
You'll see I think the next, it's just because he doesn't really talk really well. I know AJ isn't a great talker, right? But he can talk much better than this guy. Like, the next one that they probably want to get behind to be Dubois.
Stay humble.
Stay humble. Stay hungry.
You don't think they'd jump on the Dillian White train? No?
I think without that possibility of an AJ fight, I don't think they really care much about White, to be honest, because that's how people remember him. The guy that beat AJ in the amateurs, you know, and then fought AJ, had him hurt, got knocked out. I think that's how they kind of remember him.
Yeah.
So I think without AJ, I'm not sure he's so big unless he goes over and beats Wilder.
that'd be all that was left for him, really, wouldn't it? You want to get in there, Mala?
Yeah, I was just saying I was watching Ruiz on the pads in a video a couple of weeks back, and the hand speed still looks good.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he does manage to close with AJ, get within range and land punches, with his hands still going fast and with all that weight behind them, he is going to be hitting like a truck.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Also, with the extra weight,
if
I'm
he
wondering whether it's fat or if it's muscle. It's hard to tell underneath
He
the
didn't have
layers
his top
he's got.
off, yeah.
Yeah.
But he, I just thought, man, if he does connect, like I saw his hands in training, and the hands are still fast. If he does connect with all that weight behind that speed, damn, he is going to be he will knock AJ out.
Yeah, well, I think
Right now I'm watching the public workout of Andy Ruiz again, right? And I'm looking at the hand speed, and he is not slower. I'm gonna say that. I don't know what his gas tank is like, but his hand speed, the combinations him and Manny are throwing, he's faster than AJ's ever.
Yeah. Well, he's, like I was saying earlier, he's been heavier than that before. It's not like his body's not used to it. But
that was a very long time ago. That was the start of his career. He was above 280, John.
Yeah. But definitely
The test will be if
it goes past my prediction, past 8 rounds,
yeah.
I think it's going to be an issue with stamina for her.
That's what I was wondering about too. Yeah, if AJ's still standing at the 8th and he hasn't taken much punishment, he's still fretting pretty good. You could very well see the fight. If Ruiz's gas tank light starts flashing, you could see the fight slip away. Yeah,
I'm gonna say this though. Even if Andy gasses and he's tired, if he can get AJ to overwork and AJ is tired after 8, Andy's gonna beat AJ. He's gonna stop him late, because I think we can all safely agree, if AJ can't keep away from him, even if Andy's tired, all it's going to take is a couple moments of him to burst on AJ.
Yeah, well, he's still going to have that speed when he's tired, but it's going to be the problem of getting to AJ, isn't it? If he's tired.
Yeah, but if AJ can't keep away, if AJ is too tired, Andy could take him out.
Yeah.
With the weight.
My worry isn't about Ruiz's hand speed, it's about his foot speed. Because what really makes a fighter dangerous with speed is when they have the combination of foot speed and hand speed. You look at guys like Manny Pacquiao and Lomachenko, their hand speed and their foot speed is both really fast and they match each other. Ruiz has really good hand speed, but he's got slow feet, and I think that extra weight might actually make his feet a little bit slower because they have to carry that additional weight. And I think that is going to be a problem because he won't be able to close the distance on AJ as quick as he used to be able to.
Yeah.
And I think AJ boxing on the back foot, it'll be hard. He'll have to actually work on closing that distance, because in the first fight, AJ was coming right for him. He didn't even have to close that distance. So that's my concern with the weight. I don't think he's going to be able to close the distance as well, and I don't think he's going to get as many opportunities to start teeing off with those quick combinations.
Yeah, even cutting off the ring could be an issue. I mean, I think the extra weight that he has put on is on the top half. It's all above the waist. He's got pretty skinny little legs, and they're not fast, so there's got to be more pressure on them with an extra 15 pounds, like you say, and it's going to make it hard.
He's kind of built like a lollipop, really.
Yes.
He's got those stick legs, and he's got like a big round body.
A snicker pop.
Yeah.
Hard case. There was another couple of fights this weekend. We got Samuel Peter versus Aslanbek Makhmedov. You guys want to give some predictions on that one?
I can't believe Samuel Peter's still fighting, mate. I can't believe he's still in there. How old is he?
Oh, he's got
39.
Oh, really?
According to BoxRec, according to his passport, but I'd say he's probably about 60.
That's a Luis Ortiz 39.
Yeah, jeez.
Sam Peters, I like to prefer to go off BoxRec just to give him the benefit of a doubt, but I'm gonna go ahead and say he's 47.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's got to be older than me. I'm 41, so it is what it is.
Who next?
But yeah, L-Dog, you got a prediction for that one?
He's fighting Makhmedov, right?
Yeah, Aslan Bekmambetov.
Yeah, he's gonna come and swing in that massive right hand. Carries like so much power, it's like a bomb, you know. I think he's just gonna break him. I mean, those uppercuts and those right hands, just lethal.
Think he might be the first to knock Samuel Peter Spark the fuck out?
Like he could do, because it's just the kind of punches he throws. Like they're those bombs, man. He's not throwing like pity pat kind of shots or even like scoring blows. He's really throwing to take your head off.
Yeah. I better hope that he lands something before he blows himself out, because Samuel Peter can be sneaky, and if he hits you, it's still gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, Samuel Peter's got good power.
yeah, it's about all he's still got left, I think. But yeah, we'll see. What do you reckon about that one, Mala?
I would go. I don't know a whole lot about the other guy actually, but geez, I'll back him to beat. So I think Samuel Peter's old man. I'm going to back the other guy to get him.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the near future, that may be one for you to go and check out, Mala. Aslan Bekmambetov.
Yeah. 9 from 9.
Yeah.
He's got a good coach as well. Mark Ramsey is his coach, so he's in that Oscar Rivas Beterbiev camp.
Yeah. And what was the other fight? Shit, it's left me all of a sudden now.
I want to see Makhmedov versus David Price.
Really? You want to see
Makhmedov
David Price
Makhmedov.
get killed?
I just want to see it, man. Because Price gives some pretty funny reactions when he gets iced. Like, he just kind of stands there, and Makhmedov will load that right hand up and just bang.
Watch his head fly up into the bleachers.
Yeah, bro.
I'd like to see Makhmedov get his revenge on Junior Farr. I've had enough of watching boring ass Junior Farr.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
sucks. He sucks, man. I hate to say it. He's from New Zealand, but I'm over him, too,
Yeah.
I've just been waiting for him to step up and do something, man. And his fights just suck.
He's clearly trying to cash in on that Joseph Parker, like a big domestic fight like Tua Cameron was, but I don't think he'll get it because Joseph Parker is just in a different league. Like, I already know Joseph Parker will KO him in 4 rounds, I think. And Joseph Parker, he got bigger fish to fry. He can really get back on the track to winning getting another world title shot.
Yeah. Honestly,
They've still been talking of fighting Usyk, They've still been that's still being talked about, Parker and Usyk.
I'd like to see that over the Chisora fight, to be honest.
well, now there's a few options on the table. Chizora's my third choice now. The one I want to see most is Dillian White Parker rematch. The second one I want to see is Parker versus Usyk, and then shit, Chisora might even be 4th on the list. I wouldn't mind seeing the winner of
I'd
Parker.
like to see Parker versus Oscar Rivas.
Man, this is why they need to make a tournament. Like, look at all
that'd be
these good fights you could make. You could make the rematch between White and Parker. You could then put Usyk and Chisora. Get Rivas versus like a Hergovich or someone. Like, Matchroom could really make a decent tournament.
They could. They really could. There's a lot of different.
Like, then you could have
fights that could
Bacoli
be made.
Hunter rematch or something like that.
Or Bacoli versus Hergovich.
And you could promise the winner a shot at AJ if he comes through.
Yeah.
It'd be a damn good tournament.
It'd sell some shitloads of pay-per-views too, having just
Yeah, it
straight
would. I
heavyweight
mean,
cards. Casuals love that shit, That's why we
Chisora, White, Usyk, Parker. I mean, those 4 names could sell it because you've got the 2 former champions, Usyk and Parker. The younger guys, and then you got the kind of dark horses and Rivas and Bacoli. Then you've got I guess you'd put the winner of Hunter and Pavic in. And I mean, then you've got the 2 household names, Chisora and White. They had some wars. So I think
Could tack him in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Very
could
Carl
too.
tack him in there.
Well, Takam, he's gone with ESPN now, and he's with
Oh, yeah,
Top
he's-
Rank.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, if you wanted to do like just a matchroom tournament, like, and remove AJ from it or whatever, and just have White Parker, you can get Oscar Rivas in there. You can get Bacoli in there. You can get Hergovich in there. You can get Chisora. I mean, that's already lit. You could get Povetkin in the tournament. You can get Hunter in the tournament.
It'd be huge.
It would
I
be
mean-
good.
That would be massive. Hey, I just had a
I
thought.
mean,
Oh, where you go? Before I change this.
I was gonna say, imagine if they did like a UK Super Tournament where they have the Matchroom and the Frank Warren fighters. You know, you got Dubois, you got Fury in there as well. You've got White, you've got Chisora, you've got AJ. Man,
Jesus.
that would be
Joe
some
Joyce.
stacked. Yeah, you got Joe Joyce. And I guess you'd throw Hergovich in.
Yeah, man.
Just imagine, like, in the fourth
Far
round, you've
out.
got White, you've got like Dillian White versus like fucking Dillian White versus Dubois or some shit.
And you'd get all these Wilder fanboys saying, "Oh, they're all just running from Wilder, man. This is terrible for boxing."
Terrible for boxing. They're Euro, fuck's sake. They're
Nobody
learning
should
from
be
Wilder.
watching this tournament of bums.
Fuck, that'd be me,
Hey,
bro.
Yeah. Did you hear? I heard. I saw an interview with Ruiz's father, and he said they've already got a 3-fight plan if he beats AJ, and he said that it doesn't include Wilder. It's already been worked out with the PBC and someone else, and I think there would be at least 2 fights before they fought Wilder. So they're obviously looking to cash him up a bit more before he takes the big risk and walks into a Wilder right hand. I saw it today. I was a bit bummed out about it, actually.
Well, think about
That
it
makes
though,
sense.
from Andy's point of view. Should he be fighting for $20 million or 2? Simple as that.
Good point.
Hey,
I mean,
And-
Ruiz has made a lot of money this year.
he has. I mean, he's guaranteed 13 this time. He got like 5 last time, so he's almost made $20 million
He's made about
already
20
in
million.
1 year.
And if he were to win this, I mean, he might overtake Canelo as the face of Mexican boxing market, or he'll at least be close to Canelo, because you know there's just some aura about a heavyweight champion that
Yeah.
really
Appeals
brings
to everybody.
casuals.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just the prestige of the title.
yeah, for sure. He's definitely, even if he loses, I think, he's still got a pretty big future and he can still make a lot of money. That first
yeah.
one.
He's marketable. You could throw him in with the likes guys his size. You throw him in with Povetkin.
Yeah,
Another fight with Parker. You could put him in against Dillian White, Chisora, attack him. Though that sort of size of heavyweight, Rivas. You know, he could fight those guys. Yeah, he could fight those guys size-wise. That'd be brilliant fights. Michael Hunter, you know, you could put him in against Usyk. It'd be, he's got a big future even if he loses, as long as he can look good losing.
Yeah, I did notice AJ did mention, was it at the open workout after he finished his shadow boxing? He was on the mic talking about he's going to be facing Ruiz again. If it's not straight away, it's going to be down the line. So I can understand why. Look how excited we are about this fight.
Oh,
it's
they're great.
exciting, and that's what sells. So
I'd love to see them have the third one in the UK in front of 70, 80,000 people. That'd be
Yeah.
great, you know, great atmosphere.
do you think Ruiz will go there?
if he,
Yeah, he might if he loses. Yeah, you have no
if
choice.
he loses, he'll go there because you know that's a huge payday.
Yeah, I'm down with that for sure. All right, what's our time? It's 10:22 here. We'll give it another 8 minutes before we shut it down. So, I was just thinking, since we brought up Oscar Rivas before, and now that Dillian White has been cleared, he won't be sitting on his haunches anymore. He'll be looking for a fight because the only leg he's got to stand on is the glove protest now, isn't it? Nothing else. So, who should
Yeah,
we
true.
see Oscar Rivas fight? Do you guys reckon? Any suggestions? Nope. How about Adam Kovnarski, Oscar Rivas?
Yeah, man.
Does that sound like a
Yeah,
Battle
that'd
of
be
the
a good one.
short guys.
Yeah, man. I'd love to see that one.
It's cool for you.
Man, the heavyweight division is popping right now. I mean, if Fury Wilder 2 goes through, I mean, after this fight, damn, we're looking at, you know, I don't want to say a new golden era, but there's going to be a lot of attention. Going to be a lot of attention on the division.
Yeah, man. For sure. They call it the
And
glamour.
then you've got, you know,
Where you go?
you got fights on the undercard being rumored. Kaunaki versus Pulev, which is actually a pretty decent fight, to be honest. There's a lot of good things to be made.
Is that one being rumored?
Oscar Rivas could have.
Sorry.
Go, mate.
Is that fight being rumored? Kaunaki versus who did
Yeah,
you s- Okay.
That's what I've heard on the rematch. Like a PBC top rank kind of thing.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think Pulev would risk his position. You know,
That's why it might not go through, because I think Pulev, like, if you can get a shot at this age, like, you just take it because it's big money and it's guaranteed. You know,
for sure.
don't want to risk it.
Yeah. What were you gonna say there, Marla? Sorry.
Yeah, I was looking. Luis Ortiz says he doesn't want to retire. He could go up against Rivas.
Ooh, that's a good fight too.
I'd like to see Ortiz versus the loser of AJ Ruiz.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good.
That'd shut a lot of people up, wouldn't it? One way or
Wouldn't
another.
it? Yeah, man. It would.
Oh nah, if say AJ wins or loses and fights Ortiz, then it's Deontay Wilder's power is so devastating. No man is ever the same after facing him. You know, he beat his leftovers. You know, bunch of excuses.
Oh, they come up with everything under the sun.
Yeah.
It's never all
Yeah.
about the boxing. It's all about who I like and who I don't. Simple as that, eh?
Mate, soon you'll hear, Ortiz was so mesmerized by the boxing skills and footwork of Wilder that he could never box again because he was so confused.
I was talking to a guy the other day, and I said, I think Wilder would actually beat Dillian White. And I said he's got height, reach advantage, speed advantage, and Dillian's easy to hit. He doesn't have a great defense. And I got told I was a bum squad fanboy.
It's happened to me too. Man. It happens to everyone.
I agree
You get
though,
all the
Dillian
fanboys
White
and
gets
that.
sparked. He's
Yeah.
right there to be hit with that right hand.
Yeah, he's
I also think Wilder has a pretty shit defense, and Dillian could knock him out, but I think Wilder's more likely to win that fight.
Yeah.
I think
But
it's
White has
just
an
the big.
opportunity. Like, it's not out of the realms of possibility.
Yeah.
He's got to punch his chance for that left hook. If he can get in early and land it first, definitely, you know, he could take the fight. But you can't count him out. No way you could count him out. But I would still, you know, as the fight, if he doesn't get Wilder out of there early, Wilder's going to start to work him out. Yeah, he'll get the range, get the timing, he'll work out his style, and then drop the bomb on him. But I would back Wilder to win that. But it was just funny, you know. He came back, well, you're a bum squad fanboy. I hadn't been called that before, but yeah, it was.
Nice one. Which channel was that on, man? Do you know who called you that? Can't remember.
I can't remember it. I just I just saw it. I thought, my God, I'm being called a Wilder fanboy. It was like,
Yeah.
mate,
By
might
someone
have
else
been Counterpunch
fanboy.
Box. Yeah.
Oh,
It might have
man.
been Counterpunch, I think, possibly.
That explains it.
He would have just been
Yeah,
pulling
God.
your leg there, wouldn't he? Surely.
No, not
Oh,
him.
no.
It wouldn't have been him who called.
Oh no, it wasn't Counterpunch. No, it was someone on the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
What I will
no.
say, these times remind me of the lead up to Mayweather Pacquiao. Like, the fanboys are just absolutely, you know,
Rife, man. Yeah.
going at each other.
Yeah. Hard case, eh? Hard case.
Yeah.
Alright. So it's getting on to 10:30 here, just about my bedtime, because I've got to be up early on Sunday morning
I'm up
to watch this
I'm up
card.
at 5.
Yeah, same here, brother.
Yeah, man,
That's
same.
when the card starts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 a.m. start here on Sunday morning in New Zealand. No time for church. We're going to boxing church.
Fuck yeah.
All right,
So
lads.
excited.
Thank you very much for dropping in, coming and having a chat. Thank you to everybody in the live chat for turning up as well. Enjoy the fights tomorrow. So thank you to Tommy Temper also for popping in earlier. Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News has his own channel. Go check him out. Very knowledgeable man with a lot of good content.
Fuck my channel. Fuck my channel. If you're new, subscribe to Big Boys Boxing.
And do it
If you're
now.
new, just
It's
subscribe
free.
to the channel.
And fuck
Yeah.
Foxtel.
Fuck Foxtel.
Fuck.
Fuck Foxtel.
All good. Thank you very much, guys. And
Sweet, man.
we'll catch you all next time. Hopefully I'll drop a post-fight or post-card video wrapping everything up for what happens tomorrow. But until then, we'll catch you next time. This Big Boys Boxing.
Good.
And I'm out. So.
Good, man.